These are Gumball's most out-of-pocket moments. First up on our chaotic countdown, when reality starts breaking down around you, sometimes the glitch is the only thing that makes sense. The episode opens with Gumball and Darwin at the Elmore Mall. Darwin is just chilling, and suddenly asks Gumball if that tiny beanie makes his head look fat. Gumball's trying to be nice, but then out of nowhere, Darwin starts glitching, like totally freaking out, repeating himself and freezing like a broken robot.
Step 1, shoes. Step 2, hat.
Step 2 isn't hat. And for the record, step 1 is pants.
What do you think?
Nah, I think it's a bit...
You're right, too desperate for attention.
Yeah, that one makes you look kind of...
Yeah, I get it. Too thinking it's cool.
Gumball's confused, but Darwin thinks he's being mocked and storms off in a huff. What even? Gumball tries to follow, but bam! The whole scene just glitches and cuts out like something seriously wrong. Cut to home. The TV just throws up a no signal message and Richard's just losing it, trying desperately to fix it. Then he drags the sofa into the kitchen like it's gonna help and decides the fridge is more entertaining than the dead TV. Seriously?
Dad, what are you doing?
The TV was being weird. I'm moving the couch.
Gumball finds Darwin working out, but the second he talks to him, Glitch City again. Darwin accidentally hurts himself thanks to the weird freeze frame nonsense. Yikes. Bathroom scene. Darwin's pissed, obviously, but Gumball tries to lighten the mood by tickling him. Cute, right? Nope. Darwin smiles, then immediately glitches again, this time melting with freaky human eyes popping out. Gross and terrifying. They try to patch things up with a hug, but of course another glitch. Darwin just bolts, still totally freaked out. Later, Gumball's in his room typing out a sincere apology, but as he reads it aloud, he glitches mid-sentence and it comes out all rude. Darwin loses it and slams the door. Man, this is a mess.
I think it's your turn to leave.
Look, can I just...
In the living room, Gumball keeps apologizing, but things just get worse until Richard jumps in, pretending to glitch to break the tension. Classic distraction move. Then Richard drags them out for ice cream, mostly so he can enjoy it. Nice one, Richard. After a completely wild car ride full of glitches and crashes, the car finally stops near the mall. And then, boom! Gumball and Darwin realize they're literally trapped inside of a TV show. What is even happening? Moving on to our next unhinged adventure. Sometimes growing up means letting go, but what happens when your childhood refuses to stay buried? Alright, so this episode kicks off with Gumball and Darwin stuck in the attic, sorting through their ancient dusty toys for a garage sale. They find this old digital pet thing from like 7 years ago. Darwin thinks it's dead and just tosses it away, but surprise, it spells out "clean me." Classic prank or what? Then they spot a mighty Fliz toy and start messing around with it, but it goes totally berserk, slicing stuff in half. Gumball immediately jumps into full commercial warning mode because why not? Then things get a little sentimental when they find their old creepy puppets, Grady, Frank, and Howdy. Gumball's all, dude, it's time to grow up and let go of this stuff. But Darwin's way too attached, talking to the puppets like they're alive. Frank asks if they'll have fun forever, and Darwin swears they will. Howdy wants to know if Darwin will never ditch them again, and Darwin promises. Then Darwin heads off to the bathroom, puppets still glued to his hands, and the puppets look totally freaked out. What is even happening? Cut to the bus stop, and Howdy's flirting hard with the bus driver, Rocky, who's clearly having a midlife crisis driving the school bus. Howdy drops the smooth "one ticket to Kiss Town, please," but Rocky's too distracted. Bam! He crashes the bus into a truck. Total disaster.
What the dude?
At school, Darwin tries to make peace between the puppets, while Gumball mocks Rocky for causing the crash. Puppets hide under the table. Offended AF. Then Darwin, speaking through Frank, throws some savage insults at Gumball, and Gumball fires back by smacking meat from his sandwich right into Darwin's face. Things get messy fast. Back home, Darwin's in the tub with the puppets still attached, but Gumball catches on, yanks the puppets off, and tosses them into the trash. Sad vibes.
Who's getting those puppets? Muffins!
Shh! Those are my socks, and keep it down, or Gumball will hear you.
The water.
But wait, at night, the puppets jump out of the trash, drag Grady back, and wreck Gumball's video game console as revenge. Chaos ensues. Gumball gets sucked into a weird puppet world where the puppets trap and torture him and Darwin with gross challenges. But Darwin rips them apart, literally tearing them to shreds. The puppet world explodes, but Grady vows revenge. Back in reality during the yard sale, their mom asks if they're okay with giving away the toys, then bam! Grady attacks some kid. Gumball and Darwin just shrug and say, yeah, pretty sure. What a wild ride. Next on the list of absolute madness, imitation might be the sincerest form of flattery, but when someone steals your entire existence, it's time to fight back. Oh boy, buckle up for this one because this episode kicks off with what looks like just another boring shopping day for the Wattersons. The family's strolling through the store, grabbing groceries when Gumball and Darwin stumble across this wild exotic food section. Naturally, the boys dive right in, tasting, judging, and throwing hilarious shade at the bizarre selections like they're running their own cooking show. But just as they wrap up their food critique and start to walk away, bam! In comes Chi-Chi and Ribbit. Who are these two? Oh, just some creepy clones of Gumball and Darwin. Like, not just similar, uncannily identical. They mimic everything the boys just said, and when Gumball calls them out,
You want a copy, huh? Well, copy this!
it turns into this weird, bizarre showdown that ends with everyone gagging. Gross and awkward. Back in the car, Gumball and Darwin rant about the imposters, but their parents don't take them seriously, until they see their mirror image family cruising beside them in their copycat car.
Looking at a mirror made of meat.
Mirror.
Are you even listening to what we're saying?
Oh, honey, everyone has a doppelganger. What the?
And guess what? The Wattersons get so distracted they crash into a toll booth while the fakers drive off like villains in a getaway scene. Gumball goes full detective and discovers these imposters are actually Chinese TV stars, literally stealing the Wattersons' lives for fame and money. And the worst part? Anais doesn't even have a clone, which sometimes makes things even funnier and sadder. Fed up, the Wattersons charge out to confront their twin family.
Right. Let's settle this in a civilized manner.
But instead of a nice talk, it's a full-on battle royale with each Watterson perfectly matched against their copycat.
You fight me, you coward! Ow! Sorry.
Anais finally steps in with the truth. Maybe the clones are just obsessed fans. They try to teach them to be the original, with a song no less, but of course the clones copy that too.
Much more fun to be yourself than copy everybody else.
Be your own you.
Be your own you. Be your own you. And when you stop being such a dirty hack, get in your stupid car and don't come back.
So what do the Wattersons do? Go extreme. They live recklessly, nearly dying in insane stunts just to shake off their copycats. The grand finale? A speeding truck headed for a broken bridge and a gasoline trail on fire. With Anais saving the day at the last second, they narrowly escape. The doppelgangers? Not so lucky. Continuing with another wild ride, in a world built on misery, happiness becomes the most dangerous epidemic of all. It's a normal Monday morning, until it's not. Richard and Anais are peacefully eating breakfast when crash! Gumball and Darwin storm in like thunder, angry, silent, furious. They slam their food onto the table, sending syrup and eggs flying everywhere, right into Richard and Anais' faces. No explanation, no warning, just chaos. and then they leave. Anais, stunned, tells Richard, "Go hug them." Richard, always full of love, agrees. He waddles over and gives them a powerful wonder hug. The boys don't know what to expect, and then boom! A massive rainbow mushroom cloud explodes inside the house. Something magical and dangerous has just been unleashed. At Elmore Junior High, Miss Simeon is in her element. She watches miserable students on her monitor while a sad tune plays behind her.
Dress code.
She feeds off their sorrow, but wait, something's wrong. Gumball and Darwin are happy. Too happy. She narrows her eyes. This isn't right. In class, the boys are singing an auto tune, laughing nonstop.
Sorry, but since this morning, I think there might be something strange with us, maybe.
What is wrong with you?
Gumball mistakes Darwin's arm for a nose and starts laughing so hard he coughs rainbow goo. Miss Simeon is horrified. This is a disease. She races to Principal Brown, who's filming himself being weird. She warns him, joy is spreading. He laughs her off. Big mistake. She steals his camcorder and sets off to prove the outbreak is real.
With these kids, they're just smiling because they're happy. And for the record, you're not a doctor.
At the school clinic, she documents everything. The nurse is annoyed. Hours pass and the boys get louder, happier, wilder. Then, flatline. Their hearts stop. Miss Simeon gasps. Yes, proof! She shows Principal Brown. He opens the door. Bad move. He and the nurse are instantly infected.
Well, look at them! Oh my goodness, the children! Miss Simeon, do you realize what this means?
Hugged, overwhelmed by joy. Now it spreads like wildfire. Hug after hug, scream after scream. Miss Simeon runs. She hides in her office, watching as her nightmare unfolds.
Ladies, contaminate
Infected everyone!
She accidentally plays the sad song again, and it works. Principal Brown returns to normal. She has the cure. With the cassette in hand, she sneaks through the infected halls. She fakes being infected, but Banana Joe breaks the dress code again. She yells. She's exposed. The infected come running. She barely makes it to Principal Brown's office. She slams the door, breathes, but too late. Gumball and Darwin are already inside. They close in.
You gotta be kidding me!
She records her final moments, laughing uncontrollably as rainbow goo pours from their mouth. This story, she says, has come to a happy ending. Then cut to Principal Brown, dancing with a broom, of course. Finally wrapping up our insane collection, what if the person everyone calls weird is the only one who truly sees the world as it should be? It all begins on what should be a normal day of school, but of course it's not. Not with Sussy in the picture. There she is in the middle of the cafeteria, marching like a hero in her own strange world. She's handing out gifts, but not normal gifts. Weird, ridiculous, Sussy-style gifts. One kid gets a broken spoon, another a used sock. Gumball and Darwin, they watch in horror. Why does she do this? Before they can figure it out, boom! Sussy lands at their table. Gumball gets a spoonful of mayonnaise. Darwin gets a live poisonous spider. What? And then lunch ends.
Okay. Oh, don't be sad.
The kids dump her gifts straight into the trash. Gumball panics. Stop, be quiet. He doesn't want Sussy to see.
Oh, don't they like Sussy presents? Come on, guys.
He even wipes off the mayo like it's toxic, which maybe it is. Later on the playground, Sussy's just doing her thing, making noise, spinning around, totally unbothered by life. But then, danger walks in. A group of bullies, their leader Julius smirking like a villain. He hands Sussy a piece of chewed gum. Disgusting? Yes, but Sussy, she calls it a gift. She says thank you. Gumball snaps. He's ready to fight, explode, destroy. But Darwin pulls him back. Let's change her, he says, make her normal. So begins the project, Fix Sussy. They spy on her, follow her around, try to figure her out, but her daily life, it's just pure chaos. Screaming at clouds, dancing with leaves, eating things no human should. They pull her into the bedroom. We need to understand your origins, Gumball says. But Sussy starts rambling about nonsense, ducks, socks, random thoughts, useless. New plan, a full makeover. They try new faces, new styles, everything. But nothing really sticks. Sussy finally asks, why are you changing me? Gumball gives it to her straight. Society hates weird, we're trying to save you. Sussy looks heartbroken, but she smiles, leaves the room, comes back with 2 gifts, googly eyes. See the world like me. They put them on. Suddenly everything changes. The world is wilder, funnier, beautiful in a weird way. They get it now. Sussy's not broken. She's free. They run through Elmore, laughing, singing, spreading joy, until the bullies return. Julius mocks them again, demands Gumball's wallet, and Gumball just hands it to him. Mayonnaise. And then they fly, singing, glowing, powerful. Julius left screaming, confused, and defeated. Sussy wins. Thanks for watching Gumball's Wildest Moments. If you love the crazy fun, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more awesome videos every single week.